Hey there, and welcome back to our Romanian adventure. I'm just finishing up an early morning nature walk in a designated natural park located outside the town of Sibiu in Transylvania. That walk is published in another video, and you can find it linked at the end of this one and in the description below. Today's part of our adventure will take us from here near Sibiu to the small village of Biertan and its medieval fortified church. Then it's on to the town of Sighișoara, a well-preserved medieval gem of a town where I will walk the cobblestone streets and along its walled fortifications. So we have a lot to do and see, so let's get going.
Till we reach our first stop will be for the toilets, the gas station, and then we head for our first visit, which is a small village called Biertan. And in this small village of Biertan we get to see one of the largest fortified churches that the Saxons of Transylvania built. After the visit, the fortified church involves us walking or climbing some steps. All in all, there are about 70 steps, but halfway through there is a detour, so you can take an incline and you walk up an incline, so you decide which works better for you, steps or walking up an incline. You will see what I mean when we get there. And when we gather the group at the top, we start with a visit of the church, and then we get back to the bus and we head for our destination for lunchtime, which is another fortified city, much in the same fashion like Sibiu, but much smaller, located on top of a hill that is called Sighișoara. Sighișoara is also located on top of a hill, so we have to go up an incline there, so a lot of physical exercise. Because where geography allowed, these people of course built their fortifications on top of hills and mountains, so they could be better defended and protected against attacks. But with Sighișoara, for those of you who would rather not go up the incline, we have an alternative. There is a choo-choo train, there is some type of transportation that goes up the incline there. The walk up the incline is not very long. In about 10 minutes you will be up there, so it's not like the end of the world. And for some of you it's good physical exercise, especially after we have spent so much time on the bus. But for those of you who do need the alternative or want the alternative with the transportation, we can arrange that. So when we arrive there in the parking lot in Sighișoara, we'll decide, you take a look at the incline and you decide what you want to do, okay? And then, ladies and gentlemen, in Sighișoara or Sighișoara or Șesburg, depending on which language you use, because here in Transylvania there were three ethnic groups, the Romanians, the Hungarians and the Germans, and each of them had different names for the same place. So Sighișoara is the Romanian name, Sighișoara is the Hungarian name, and Șesburg is the German name. So when we arrive there, we head for lunch first, and after lunch we have a walking tour of the citadel. The terrain is going to be a bit difficult because it's UNESCO World Heritage, so it's cobbled streets, so quite difficult at times to walk. But you can decide at any time that you may want to skip it, because after the walking tour we meet, you have free time, and then we meet in the main square, and I'll show you before the walking tour starts where we meet, and I'll tell you where we meet in the main square. So in this way you can always just decide that you want to skip that part with difficult cobblestones and meet the group later on and just start enjoying your free time, okay? And then we get back to the bus and we drive to Târgu Mureș. In between the Sighișoara and Târgu Mureș, there are about there is about 1 hour and 15 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes till we reach the hotel in Târgu Mureș. So that is the program for today. In Târgu Mureș we check into the hotel. It's going to be around 5:30 depending on traffic and how the day develops. And then at the same hotel we have dinner tonight. A dinner that is fish based, that we discussed about it yesterday, the one that is not included in your daily itinerary, but the one that they told you about. The gate one, I told you about gate one has prepared this surprise for everybody, and I hope that you will enjoy this dinner together as well. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the program for today. In Târgu Mureș we have only one night, so do not unpack a lot, because tomorrow morning we have the same thing with luggage and moving out to the next hotel, okay? And this is all the program for the day. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
We left the outskirts of Sibiu and entered the Transylvanian countryside on our way to Biertan. An interesting, varied landscape of farmland, forest, and small villages. Our roadside gas station break was in the town of Mureș. Mureș is an important historical town in its own right. Founded in 1146, it's one of the oldest Saxon cities in Transylvania. The town's citadel includes a 13th century tower and a Gothic fortified church. But unfortunately, a visit to the medieval fortress was not on our tour's itinerary, but if you're ever driving through this area yourself, be sure to check it out. My visit was limited to the gas station men's room and the Transylvanian gift stand across the street.
telling us about competition between or among the fortified cities that the Saxons were building, who had the tallest tower, right? Remember the story about the people that went to Bistritz, right? And they cut out 2.5 meters of the rope, so that the tower in Bistritz is 2.5 meters higher than the one in Sibiu.
The small village of Biertan was founded by Transylvanian Saxons in the 1200s and developed into an important regional market town through the Middle Ages. Though a bit remote, off the beaten path, Biertan is a tourist destination, and we see a few huts with vendors selling their various crafts and products. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing that these wooden spoons are actually authentic and locally made. As you can see, things are fairly laid back here in this sleepy little village. Maybe it's busier in the tourist high season, but I like it just fine the way it is. Hey, a stork's nest, up close for a change. Through the entrance of this bookshop is Biertan's main attraction. These stairs will lead us to Biertan's fortified Gothic church. This church and the surrounding village are listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Biertan is one of 7 villages that form the site named the Villages with Fortified Churches in Transylvania. We saw another one of the villages yesterday, Kalnik, and I showed that one in my previous video. Okay, we're up to the next level. Let's walk around the grounds here and then also go inside the church. The walled fortification to keep out the invaders.
lista Patrimoniului Mondial al UNESCO.
And it has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993.
Biserica Mare.
And it was on to the next amazing medieval village, Sighișoara. The town of Sighișoara has earned its place on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as it has preserved in an exemplary way the features of a small medieval fortified town. For centuries, it has served as a center for craftsmen, merchants, and artisans. Although touristy, the town is genuine. People live and work here, and it's a fascinating adventure just to walk the cobblestone streets and along the walled fortifications. Hey, I think you'd like to take a full walk around this awesome medieval town. And I've got a video for that. A walk with just ambient sound, no music, no commentary, so you can take it all in. It's linked in the description and on the screen at the end of this one. Time to leave Sighișoara. Next it was on to Târgu, Mureș.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Târgu, Mureș, and very soon we'll be at the hotel in about, let's say, 10 minutes, depending on traffic. Târgu Mureș is a city in Romania of approximately 175,000 inhabitants, so it's roughly the same size as Sibiu, where we were this morning and yesterday. And it's an old city. The first document to certify the existence of this town goes back to the first half of the 1300s. In Romanian, the name Târgu Mureș would be translated as the market on Mureș River. Remember that yesterday we crossed the Mureș River, and this is also the river that crosses this town. The name in German is Neumarkt, meaning also the new market. So it has to do with the fact that this has always been place where people gathered for markets, for open markets to trade. So this has always been a trading point. And
Well, last night in Sibiu, I had a hotel room that looked like the boudoir of a 19th century Romanian princess. I showed it in a previous video. But talk about contrast. Tonight, here in Târgu, Mureș, we have a hotel that is straight out retro, mid-century modern. Like you'd find in a place like Palm Springs. This is wild. Come on, I'll show you my room. Okay, now that you've seen the room, let's go down and look at the lobby. Well, there you go. In the same day, we've gone from medieval fortresses to 1960s swanky. And another active day on tap for tomorrow. Starting off with a city tour here in Târgu, Mureș, and then driving through some amazing scenic landscapes, including Bicaz Gorge, which is considered one of the most spectacular drives in Romania. And then on to the western Moldavian town of Piatra Neamt. And here it is, that thing you click to watch it. I'll see you over there.